Hey, all right. So I didn't really schedule this or tell anybody, but I'm going live, and we're gonna fix some more issues. Yeah, we're gonna put this 22 cog, 22 tooth cog, 22 tooth Fitzstermy Archer. What I've noticed is that when you ride an old when you ride an old 3-speed in the mountains, you got to have some kind of low gear. Second gear is almost useless, and first gear isn't low enough. And you're really never in third gear. I mean, you're off roading a 3-speed. Okay. That's one strike against you. And the next strike is the gears aren't optimal for that kind of use. So with this, there's even a 23. Anyway, I ordered a bunch of these. They didn't come yet, but I went over to Fred's house and he gave me one, which was really nice of him. I'll give him one back. He also had this other gear. Uh, this is a Bendix 20. Yeah, let's see. Anyway, that's a Bendix 20. That's stuff. And how he got this was these are kind of rare now. How he got this was there was a tri-wheeler. I don't know if it was Schwinn, but occasionally on the 3-wheel bikes, the kind with the basket in the back and the sometimes they're a 3-speed or something. But I don't think Schwinn did this, but other companies did this. They would weld this on there was a hub in the middle. There was a chain leading to the hub and then another little mini chain that would go back to the axle for the 2 wheels in the back. And some companies would weld this on there. And Fred wanted it so bad, he grounded off that hub. And I don't blame him. I would have done the same thing. But he did a really good job. And the little nubs that fit Bendix hub are still in good shape. And I'll just put the grind mark to the back. No one will see it, but that will go on the other nicer red bike in the background here. I'm not today though. I'm not going to work on that today, but that's going to go on this bike. That'll be pretty good. Instead of this little 18 in the back, it'll be a 20, and that will be a noticeable difference. You can actually ride it up a hill if you want. Well, a mild hill. But I hope you guys enjoyed that other live feed. That was pretty intense. Yeah, I was pretty tired after that, but we did finish 2 bikes. They're runners anyway. We're gonna jump back into the speedster. There's some issues that I didn't address during the live feed. I just pooped out. 4.5 hours of working and yakking and dealing with the dogs. We are going to put better brake shoes on the back, but first let's dig into this. We're going to take the back wheel off again. We're going to take that gear off. We're going to put this gear on, and then we'll probably have to lengthen the chain. Maybe not though. The back wheel is back far enough now. It's really close to this fender. We might get lucky and we might not have to lengthen the chain, but experience tells me that I will be putting at least 2 links back in there. That's why I saved this little piece. And also, I kind of want to reseat the front tire. It's in really bad shape. It has some issues. There's something going on there in Denmark. And let's see, get you closer here. And let's see. Yeah, it's right there. Yeah, right here. So a subscriber, I never knew this. I always use Armor All or some kind of rubber lubricant. But a subscriber commented, he said that he used silicone spray. And I went out in the garage and sure enough, got some no-name brand silicone lubricant. He says that works really good. And the reason we couldn't really seat those, especially the back one also, is because the tire's not new. These tires are reproduction tires. They're probably 15 years old, at least 10. I could check the date codes if I was really savvy. But when you put that much pressure in an old tire, the pressure is going to the weak part of the tire and it's not going to the part where you want to pop out. Oh, it's popping out. It's just not where you want it to pop out. Like a weak part of the tire will expand, and the bead that you want to pop out is still just sitting there, and you're putting 100 pounds in it, and guess what? You're gonna lose. All right. So that's kind of the hard part, and we'll get to that. But right now, we're gonna take this back wheel off, and we're gonna change out this gear. And hopefully we won't even have to change any of this. If I'm really savvy, I might be able to move this clamp up a little instead of adjusting this or even undoing this cable. So I will have to do it, but I don't want to unpinch it from the actual cable part. You only get a few shots on these, and then it's all crunched in there, So it's aftermarket for sure. And okay, so we'll make sure this is in third. Yeah, we're in third. There's a little slack here. We're going to undo this little adjusting barrel. Just let that hang for a minute. Yeah, I didn't really tell anybody about this live feed. What I've noticed is I don't have to do any editing unless there's something crazy in the live feed I don't like later. But I don't have to do any editing. And it's like a no-brainer. I don't have to download it. I don't have to wait for quality download, which our internet connection isn't the greatest. So I thought I would just do it this way, and people can tune in, even though it's a live feed. It'll be on my channel. So we're just going to loop that up there and let that stay for a minute. We're going to take a brake pad off because it's not quick release. 10mm wrench. We might change these pads out anyway. That was another thing that was bugging me. I couldn't find any good washers for these cheap pads, but I found the washers now. I changed out the cap, the nuts. These pads were kind of bugging me. They're kind of hard. And yeah, these are cheap ones, but at least the rubber is pliable and they're new. Okay, so let's take the wheel off. Hey, everybody's doing well, and I kind of worked all weekend. Instead of taking a Sunday off, I kind of had to go help someone do some welding. They know who they are. And so I really didn't get a Sunday. So I'm kind of just lounging today, and I didn't do well. I went to get steel for these projects, but this is relaxing to me. So I thought I would just do one more live feed. All right, so let's get this gear off and put the new one on. How are we going to do that? We're going to sit over here. Yep, okay. All right, let's see here. Okay, I had a little bit mini screwdriver, and we'll pop this gear off. So yeah, this little tiny one ain't doing much for around here. It's I think it's an 18. Let's count real quick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Yeah, it's an 18 tooth. That's fine for like the flats in the Bay Area or in Kansas, but we need something a little bigger. It's, you shouldn't really be off-roading a vintage 3-speed anyway, but we do need something a little bigger for some lower gears. And this is acceptable. Now this is coned in, it's dished in. You see the dish? It kind of comes out a little bit. And hopefully we can just put this dish the same way. This is dished also slightly. From experience, it's best. It was on the bike. It was doing well. Yeah, sure, we could turn it around that way and get rid of one of these spacers, but no, if we can't use these spacers, we'll omit one, but I think we're going to try to use those spacers and keep it dished in just because that's the way it should be. All right, so let's take it off. And there we go. And remember, keep your finger here. Ow. See, that would have popped off. Like, say this other stuff wasn't here. Could have popped off and went right in my nose or something. All right, so this is nice and clean because we already cleaned it. And you know what? Let's just take this off real quick. It's kind of in my way. All right, so we got this gear. We're taking it off. And there's two spacers here. We're going to put these two spacers on the new gear. Yeah, this 18 was great, but it's just not going to be acceptable for what I'm doing. Now would be a great time to take this dust cover off and clean everything really good. But you run the risk of getting dirt inside the 3-speed hub. And I'm just going to leave it alone. It's a good running, good shifting 3-speed. Okay, so these two will go back on, and hopefully, if this is the same thickness as that other gear, there'll be room to put this back on. If there isn't, you'll have to take one of these spacers out so the ring will go in. It looks pretty good, though. It looks like it'll go right back in there. All right, let's see if we can pop this back in. Sometimes you can just do it with your hands like I just did. Okay, so yeah, it's on, but you know what? Let's spin this part. I like to spin this part. See how there's a notch right there? I like to get one of those past that third notch. So either push the ring that way or push it that way. I think we're going to try to push it this way. Let's see if it works. No, let's push it the other way. Let's push it back towards me. It's not really wanting to go either way. Be nice. It's probably caught on there. Oh. It just doesn't want to move either way. There we go. Okay, I couldn't really do that and show you, but see that ring, that notch there, the clip is now past that notch. Okay, so you could just leave it right there, but I don't like to do that. I like it to be past the notch. Okay, and another thing is, I don't have a hammer here, but I like to kind of whack the ring a little bit down just to make sure, give it a little. I don't have a hammer, but just make sure it's seated in there. I know this is dicey looking, and it is, but there. Okay. So now we know that ring is definitely in there, and the notch, the clip is past that notch. There's 3 notches. One here, one there. That notch is only so you can pry the ring off, but I don't know what it is, but I always make sure that ring goes past it and not resting right in there. If the ring is weak, and it's been taken off a lot and it's in bad shape, it could pop off. But that's just me. You probably, I don't know, look in the Schwinn catalog, Schwinn maintenance book, maybe they tell you the same thing. All right, so now we got a 22 on there. And let's put this back in. And we'll put it back on, and we're probably going to have to lengthen the chain. I guarantee you we're going to have to lengthen the chain. That's the way it is. Okay. Let's go put it back on. Yeah, probably no one really knows about this live feed, but they'll be able to look at it later. And the quality will be there. And I won't have to edit it. So, all right, so there is still a low spot on this wheel. Maybe we should spray some silicone in it right now and deal with it. Yeah, there's a low spot right here. Tell you what. Let's, before we put it on, we'll put some silicone in there like the TM Sec told me to do. And we'll see what a genius he is. All right, we deflated the whole enchilada. And we're going to spray some. We're going to spray some of the silicone in here. Let's get the pump ready to go. Yeah, we'll see. I don't know. I don't know about this. All right. We got the silicone spray. And we'll spray it up. That's a lot. That's a lot of silicone. Hey, maybe it'll just pop right up there, right? It'll be like, pow, bing, poof. All right, let's give it a shot before it wears off. It's kind of dripping on my floor. It's shining the tire up pretty good. All right, let's get you over here. Well, let's see if it seats. Let's see if this guy knows what he's talking about. He's watched all my videos on bikes. He must know something. Hey, I'm always willing to try something new. What's a little silicone spray on some rubber? It's not the end of the world. Let's see here. I see a low spot right there. Pretty sure it's low right here. Let's keep going. Oh, there it went. All right. TM Sec, you're the man. Give you your ultimate props. Did you hear that, folks? We got about 100 pounds in there, but it's seated. I will never doubt that technique again. Oh, there's a little spot here. Darn. There's a spot right here where it's bubbling. Well, let's keep going. Maybe we can get this other one to pop out. We have 52 pounds. Okay, we can go more. Okay, watch right here, folks. Let's get you real close. Yeah, okay, here we go. Right here. See how the letters are down? And we want this to pop up. So we'll see if this guy knows what he's talking about. Oh, there's a dent in the rim there too. Oh, that might be part of the problem. There's a dent in the rim there. I can see the tire starting to separate here. It's not good. Close to 90 pounds. Oh, there it goes. It popped out. It didn't snap, but I saw it move. Okay, quickly, let's let some air out of this. Oh, shoot. I just blew the valve stem. Damn. Yeah, something happened. I think I just ruined the valve stem. Yeah. Guess what, folks? I just ruined the valve stem with 90 pounds. Okay. Yeah. Let me run out and get another tube, I guess. Dude, it's seated though. Did you see that? Well, that's what happens when you put 90 pounds in a used tube. Or is this a new one? See what's going on here. Okay. Wonder what happened. I wonder what went on here. I think I blew up a new tube. I put 90 pounds in a new tube. Should have been able to handle it though, right? Let's see what's going on here. You saw it first. You saw it live on Faulkner Fixes All. How to ruin a brand new inner tube. Something's going on. Yep, I blew a new inner tube. I don't know where it blew, but it did. Yeah. Wow. I just exploded a brand new inner tube. Well, bear with me, folks. I'm going to run out real quick to the shop and get another tube. This is a no-no, but I got to get it. I'm back. Okay, well, we ruined a new inner tube. Let's see if we can ruin another one. Wonder where that one blew up at. I can't find the... I can't find where it exploded at. Oh well, I'll put it under some water later. We'll find it. It's not important. I hope there's nothing sharp in the rim that caused that. Yeah. Looks okay. All right, back to square one. Sorry this is taking so long. Oh, Frederick P. It's a 22 Bendix. Yeah. What did I say? What did I say it was? Yeah, that's the Bendix. What did I call it? Yeah, we got the Sturmey Archer. We got that one on. Fred, I just exploded a new inner tube. Trying to reseat this tire. It did work though. A gentleman commented that if I use silicone spray on the bead, I'd be able to seat it, and it did work. And then it exploded. But it had 97 pounds in it. We're going to try it again because that's the definition of insanity. You know, doing something over and over again with the same result. So yeah, we're gonna put another 90 pounds in here. Here's another brand new tube. Maybe this was a used tube. And 26 by 1 3/8. No, this was a brand new tube. It was my bad. I put almost 100 pounds in it, expecting this tire to seat, and it did. It seated. It was just fine. Okay, let's try this again. And let's spray some stuff on here. Maybe I could do it over here. Good thing this stuff doesn't stink too bad. Okay, we got the silicone spray on there. We're gonna pop this in. Maybe I won't go so hog wild this time with the seating. Get you guys down here. Okay, we got a little air out now. Okay. All right, let's give it another shot. And if we're lucky, we won't explode the tube again. I don't think I'll go to 95 pounds this time. That was a bit much. This is a lot easier with my compressor out in the shop. You can kind of just give it a quick blast. Okay, there's a few pounds in there, and we're going to bounce it around a little bit. And it's really oily. I can see right off the bat it's low right here, where it was last time. All right. All right, so we are a little bit low here. Oh, there it is. Okay. Yeah, we're real low right here. Let's give it a shot. See if we can explode an inner tube again. That was fun. If I blow this one up, it's going to be the end of the video. Oh, there it is. It's popping. You can see it. You can see it bubbling. The air in between the tube and the tires coming out right there. It's close. There's 58 pounds, 55 pounds. There it goes. Oh, there it goes. You see it? It went. Okay, so that's that side. Before we get too happy, let's look on this side. And this side, oh, we actually got it. Yes. Okay, we didn't explode the inner tube this time. And it's probably going to look a lot better. We got it. Beautiful. Okay, there's 55 in there. We're going to keep it at 55. Okay, so when you're doing this and you're pumping things up to 90 pounds, 100 pounds, something's wrong. Okay. When you put 100 pounds on an old bike, old tire, I thought I could handle it because it was a new tube, but tubes nowadays are a bit on the cheap side. And when you put 100 pounds in an old tire, the tube probably just couldn't handle it. But right now, we've seated this. It's good. This is a good seat. The rim has a slight hop, but the tire is dead on. Yeah, the rim has a little hop. Okay, we're going to put this back on. We now have a 22 tooth. And with much ado, sorry about exploding that tube. It wasn't actually that dramatic for you guys. It just exploded once I undid the pressure. Once I undid the pressure from the pump, then it just started exploding for some reason. I think I ruined it right around the bead, right around the stem or something. The stem had a, I think it blew out right near the stem. We'll look at it in a minute. Okay, so we know that that's probably not going to fit now, but maybe we'll get lucky, right? Yeah, it needs a link. Dang. Story of my life. Yeah, it needs a link. Oh, well. We knew we were going to have to put a link back in, right? We knew that. We knew coming in. We knew coming in we were going to have to put a link in. Although that's pretty good where it says one more link to go back just a little bit. So let's kind of give this a snug just so the wheel doesn't fall out. And we're going to add a link. Dang. Great. That's already really lower though, I can tell. All right, we got to add a link. Even though this is where I want it, we got to add a link so we can, this has to go back just a little bit. You can see the marks on there. The wheel really should be in between this front part and the back. It should be right where those wear marks are. And we got a little room to do it. So we're going to do it. We're going to put a link. I think we're going to add one link. Yeah. So do that. We should really take the master link off, but I probably won't. Oh, what the hell? I'll take the master off. Easier. It's one of those snappy kind with the extra pin, the extra clip. So that's why I dealt with it. It's easier. Okay, we'll let that hang for a sec. And we will take a link out of this extra that came with it. And we'll put a link in. Stay. Okay, so we're going to take a link out of this extra chain that came with the chain. And we are going to put it. Oh, right, we can't do that because that pin's gone. Okay, I see. Yeah, we gotta drive this pin out. We basically got to get a pin ready that stays in there. So we'll just make that ready. Don't go all the way. Take this apart. So now that's pin ready, right? Now we're going to make this part accept a master link. So we're just going to drive that pin out. But we'll kind of leave that pin ready in case I got to do that again sometime. Yeah, we'll leave that part pin ready. Okay, so this is one link. Well, actually it's two. But see, it's pin ready now. I can put that pin in, and that side will go to the master link. Okay, it's pin ready. Let's pin ready it in there. So we have added, this is two links. We'll see. The wheel might be back up where it was close to the fender again. It might be one of those weird situations where it's either like I should have put a 22 in here, a 21, or they don't make a 21, a 20, you know. Okay, that's almost there. It needs a little more. Okay, that's good. Now this link is tight now. We just drove that pin in. See how it's just sitting there? It won't bend. So we're going to kind of crunch it back and forth. And now it'll move. You kind of tensioned it. See, now no problem, it'll move. Okay, so let's put the master link on, and we'll just kind of see what's going on. Okay, so there's plenty of room now. Might be too much. Before we put the actual clip on, we won't put that little retaining clip on yet. Let's just see if it's going to go back too far or what the deal is. Okay. Yeah, it's a little tight. Might be able to adjust these stays back maybe. Yeah, okay. Let's put the clip on. This goes in the direction of the chain. This rounded part, that always goes in the direction of the chain when you're pedaling. That way, this part doesn't hit anything and pop off. That's very important if you use this style. So we know we're pedaling that way. So we want it to go towards me. Let's pop it in. Okay, it's on. Good. Okay, so we're a little close here. We're a little bit close right here, just like we were before we put the 22 on. But you know what we're going to do? We're going to adjust the wheel as good as we can get it, and then we're going to loosen these up and loosen that one up, and we're going to pull the fender that way, and we're going to try to adjust it as much as we can. Hey, if we have to take the fender and clearance those holes a little bit so it shoves back more, we'll do that, because I want that 22 on there. That's all there is to it. All right, let's adjust this wheel. Not bad. Yeah, we got a 22 on here now. Pop this a little bit this way. Oh, wow, that chain guard's loose. Glad I noticed that. Okay, the wheel is where I want it. We have a 22 tooth Sturmey Archer cog on the back. Everything's fine. Let's hook up the gears, and then we'll loosen up these two fender stay bolts and try to yank this back a little bit. It's a little bit tight. We could even bend these out a little bit like that. There is a way to get a little more. Even if I have to clearance the holes in these stays, I'll do it. But let's hook the gears back up, because that's going to be different now. Like, that's going to be way different. And we might have to move this clamp, because I don't want to mess with this again. I don't want to undo this cable again. And I don't think there might not be enough adjustment here. We will see. Okay, where's the little chain? Don't spray lithium grease in the house. Okay. There we go. So that's in third. Okay, cables pulled through here. It'd be great if we didn't have to adjust anything. Oh, looks like we won't. Huh. I think I got lucky, folks. Huh. That'd be nice. Huh. I guess there's not that much of an adjustment. I guess there was enough adjustment here with the bigger gear, you know, popping it around. Actually, the wheel is just about where it was before with the link. That's why. That's why we didn't have to mess with the cable. The wheel is just about where it was before. We have gained no clearance in the back fender, but we do have a 22 tooth cog. Hey, I'll mess with these fender stays. I like the 22 tooth. So I think we're okay here. Except there's a big up and down hop in the wheel. At least there's not a big up and down hop in the tire. Come on in, boys. We have dogs. Let's leave this door open, get some ventilation. You know, we like the air coming in. Good boys, how you guys doing? You guys want a treat? Let's get them a treat, guys. All right. You guys like working on bikes, don't you? We love working on bikes, Daddy. Here's one for you, and one for you. Yay! That's it. Hey, go work on more bikes, you know, we got stuff to do. All right, so we got this, we managed to get the 22 cog on here. Let's see how it shifts. Okay, there's third. There's second. There's first. And you don't have to hold it in. That's sweet. Wow, that's a pretty big flat spot. Yeah, that rim is pretty bad. Well, we'll try to true it later. We can get this way pretty good, but the up and down hop's going to be hard to get out. That's pretty bad. Okay, so there's first. There's second. There's third. Good to go. Okay, we now have a 22 tooth in the back. The shifter's back where it should be. Everything's good. Let's try. Oh, let's put the new shoes on. Yeah, I'm breaking down. I'm going to put these on. I didn't want to, but they're actually pliable, and you know, brakes are important, especially when you have a huge up and down hop in your back wheel. Yeah, let's put these on. I don't want to, but hey, what are you eating over there? What are you doing? Gotta watch these guys. They like to eat like bits of cable end housings and stuff. Okay, there's one. All right, let's take this old one off. And we'll save it. You never know. Anyway, yeah, I think these are Weinman also. Let's see. Yeah, Weinman Brev. They're decent. They're just it's just too brittle. They're just too old. And you know, I hate to use these. I should have bought some better ones, but they'll be okay for now to test the bike. I think I changed the front already, didn't I? Yeah, I did. Okay. Okay, we've got good brake shoes on there now. Okay, we got brakes. Let's address. We could try through the wheel a little bit. I think it's a lost cause. Let's try to undo these back things and pull the fender out a little bit. There. Yeah, what I'm talking about is it's tight right here. It's just as tight as it was before I put the 22 tooth on. That's just the way it is. You know, you created this space, you took that space away. If I would have left the link out, it would have been too far right here for the frame to catch it. It's dangerous to run the wheel that close. And now it's at the back part of the setting, but the chain is perfect. But it's right back where it was with the small gear. And now we're going to pull these out. So we're going to undo this. We're going to undo these 7/16 bolt. And we are going to see if I might do it one at a time. So let's try this one first. Oh, I got a little bit. Okay. Yeah, we got a little bit on there. All right. That's not bad. I'm going to do this. Let's see. I need a helper. Oh, I can shove something under here too. What can I shove under there? At $2. Oh yeah, state of the art around here, baby. State of the art. I'm gonna shove a $2 in there. Oh yeah. Only the most high-tech methods. I did move up a little bit. All right, let's tighten that up, and then we'll loosen that one and shove that one up too. I don't think we got much. We might have to clearance the ends of these stays. I have a little punch that'll do that. I don't think I'm going to do it today, though. Okay, that one's good. Now, we're going to undo this one. We're going to unloosen this one. And with this little tube box in here, it should pop up where we want it to go. We'll see. Oh, yeah, move a little. Yeah, move a little bit. Whoa, what's going on here? What are you running for? Is brother after you? What are you running around for? Come here. Come here, buddy. What are you doing? Okay, so we're going to try to pull this side up a little. Not loose enough. Okay, that's good and loose. That should pull up. Not good for the fender. Okay, it's up a little. I see a bend in these stays too. There. Okay. Yeah, they're ready to, it's ready to go on that. Okay. And bear with me. Okay, we've created a little bit more clearance. I do believe I'm going to have to, I have a little hole punch junior that you can take one bolt out, hold it away, and punch the hole, which will make the hole a little bit oblong, and then you can shove the fender up a little more. It's not great. Now, this bike wasn't designed for the 22 cog. That's the problem. You know, you're modifying something. And, you know, this bike did not come with a 22 cog. I think you could get a 20. Okay, those are tight. Let's take the tube spacer out. My custom tube box. And we have created a little more room. Not much, though. Not much. Not a lot. The whole thing has to go this way. Yeah, we're gonna have to get my little hole punch. It's too tight. And the rim has a huge flat spot. Yeah, it's gonna have to be dialed a little better. I think what's going on is because the wheel is so far back and I can't take a link out because the chain will be, the wheel will be that far that way too much. We're going to have to egg these holes a little bit and pull the stays out. I don't want to, but that's the only solution. But it's a runner right now. It's okay. Just looks a little odd. It's a little tight right here. Yeah, that's a bit tight as opposed to the good inch there, half inch there. Yeah, I mean, that's what happens when you start modifying stuff. This bike didn't come with a 22. All right, so let's reseat the front tire because we have to. It's really bad. This one's seated, but the rim has a flat spot. It's not the end of the world. It's rideable. This front one is bad. So let's check it out. Yeah. What happened was, this was the front wheel on that green bike, and it was seated really good. When Fred gave me the bike, it was perfectly seated, but it sat in the basement for a month, lost a little air. And then I had to go somewhere really quickly downtown, and I just grabbed the worst looking bike I had because I was worried about somebody stealing it. And I just pumped it up with the compressor. I didn't even look. I just jumped on it, and you know, this is what you get. You get a tire that is really badly unseated. So what we're going to do is we're just going to let most of the air out, and I'm going to spray some silicone spray right here, and then we're going to pump it up. And we don't care. It's going to work fine. It's going to work great. Look at Scout come running over here. He's the dog that runs towards power tools. You see him running over here checking things out? Come here, buddy. What are you doing? The other dog here sounds like that. Man, he's heading for the hills. You gonna help out, buddy? All right, we know the low spot's right there. Let's are you helping out? What are you doing? I know there was a sound of air. Look at that. You're gonna love this even more. You better get out of here. You better get. Okay, I think the low spot is somewhere. Now that the air's out of it, I think it's right here. Okay, I see it. All right, we'll just let that seep in a little. All right, let's pump it up, see what happens. Maybe we'll hear a little snap. Maybe Scout come running in here. Check it out. Maybe I'll explode the tube again. Yeah, definitely a low spot there. I can see it. All right. It's easier with it off the bike. You can bounce it around on the floor and stuff. Let's see what's going on here. Oh, there's one. Did you hear it? Distinctive. It's 60 pounds. I got one side. I got to get this right here. There it is. Yep, I saw it pop out. And the tube is okay. Oh, but we need to let a little out. We can't have 80 pounds in there. Whatever that was. Let's give it a spin first. There we go. Not bad. That whole up and down hop is just about gone. The hop you see now is in the rim. Yeah. Yeah, it's good. Okay, so what do we got in here? Let's see. There's 60 pounds. That's about 50. Probably 5 over. I think these are rated for 45 psi. Something like that. Okay. So we got the hop out. The silicone spray did work. Thank you, TM Sec. You're the man. One of our subscribers. Don't use Armor All's messy. Use silicone spray. It's a little messy, but it's much better than Armor All. That stuff's really messy, but it did work. I've got the low spot out. That's not bad. The tire is seated. That lump you see is in the rim. It's just an old bike, that's the way it goes. You could spend hours truing that out and it still would just be a little bit better. Okay. Well, actually, you could probably dial that in a lot better, but it would take you some time. That back one would take you a long time. There's quite a bit of an up and down hop, and there's a sideways hop. Let's see if we can true the sideways hop out right now. I mean, the sideways wobble. We might be able to do that right now. Let's see what I got here. All right. You can use the brake pads to tell you, you can adjust the brake tighter and it'll act like a truing stand. I mean, you don't need a truing stand. You can do it on the bike. You can hold your thumb against a brake shoe even and look for a sideways action. Let's see how bad it is sideways. Yeah, it's got a little touch right there. I can feel it. Let's get you over here. Yeah, it's got a little back and forth for sure. I mean, some of it's up and down hop, which I'm not going to address right now. It takes a long time. You got to have the tire off for sure. And that you kind of do need a trim stand for that. But I can see it's wumping over, it's wumping over. So if I tighten the spoke on the other side, where it's touching my finger, which is right there, sometimes you can use a little Sharpie. Yeah, we can use the Sharpie technique. If I can find one. We're going to use a crayon, folks. Going back to kinder school. Okay, so rotate it around. You put you're putting your finger. You're putting your finger against the brake pad, and you're rotating the wheel, and you're waiting till it kind of hits your finger, either side. You could also tighten the brakes up insanely. So I'm going to rotate it around. It's touching there, and mostly it's touching right there. There's a big rub right here. Right there. Let's see if I'm right. And there's a pretty big one there too. And let's start with this big one that's right here. So this whole area right here. Yeah, we don't use a crayon. Bad idea. So this whole area needs to go that way. And these spokes are tight. So we're going to loosen these ones just a tiny bit over here. Loosen them. That's a little. Just a little. And we're going to tighten these three because they're going to the other side. We're tightening the spokes on that side of the rim. Just a little. We'll turn there. And turn here. Ooh, wrong way. It's going the wrong way. Yeah, it's going the wrong way. That wasn't too good. Okay, and this one. This one will go the correct way. Okay, so I loosened these two. Tightened that one, and that one. Now, before you just go spinning it wildly, check locally. There's local. This is what I call local. And then when you spin it again, it'll be global. This economy here affected this economy over there. We just tightened up some Russians, okay? Now people in Argentina are not happy. So don't go spinning it yet. Just put your finger back on the brake shoe and just run it back and forth and make sure that that area is better. It's a little better, but it kind of made this other area more severe. So we got to tighten up these two, go that way again. And sometimes the spokes break instead of turn, and that one's probably going to break, so we're going to leave that one alone. That's another issue you run into. Sometimes the spokes, instead of turning on the nipple, they just break. When you run into that, it's time to replace the spoke. You can heat it up sometimes, it works, but usually when the spoke is frozen on there and it's just twisting the spoke, it's just going to break it. So you got to kind of like choose your battles, like how far do you really want to true this wheel? Okay, so I just found a spoke that's spinning, and it happens to be on the drive side. That means I have to take the wheel off again. Well, actually, look, they give you a little hole in the 22. No, it doesn't line up though. I'd have to take this gear off again to get a spoke in there. You got to like choose your battles, Okay, so let's spin it globally and see how we did. Still got the up and down hop pretty bad. We know that. We're not going to deal with that today. And we got a slight sideways. Okay, it is a little better. It's more pronounced in one area, and it's in a different area. It's right there. And see, the valve stem's here now. We were messing with this area here. Now it changed. You know, I tightened up the Russians, and the people in Ecuador are upset. So, okay, so now it's here. It's globally. It moved. Yeah, it starts right here, right there. Gets really bad, and then it kind of goes away where we were tightening. All right, so from here, this quadrant right here, let's loosen these two, these three. Well, if they loosen, we'll loosen these three on this side. Oh, that one actually loosened. That's good. That's a good sign. And that one loosened. And that one, you heard the sound on that one, the little snap. That means it definitely loosened. All right, so now we're going to tighten these three on the other side and suck it in. And hopefully they'll tighten up. I don't know. Oh, we already did that one. Oops. Yeah, we're on the wrong side. Okay, so we're on this side. These three, that way. You get me? I hope you guys can see. Okay, so I'm tightening this spoke, which is on the other side, and it's going to suck that wheel that way. And hopefully it's not frozen. Yeah, it's working. Okay. Let's tighten this one. That's working too. Good. Some of these spokes are actually in good shape. And we'll tighten this one. Okay, so we tightened those three, we loosened those three. So the whole rim should have went that way. But don't spin it globally yet. Just check it locally. Put your finger back here. And it's not touching anymore. Just a little bit further up. So we've made some progress. Now we're going to spin it globally. We're going to check the whole economy now. And it's better. It is better. Still has an up and down hop. But if we were to adjust the brake shoes in now, which we will in a minute, yeah, it is better. It is getting better. Have faith. Okay, let's get you in here. Put your finger right there against the brake shoe. Don't spin the wheel too fast, by the way. See, we've got some up and down hop. You see the wheel moving this way? That's really hard to get rid of. But this back and forth way, we can still deal with this. We can still deal with a little bit of local there. And it's right there, and it's right there. We have changed the position of it. So now it's right here now. Before it was right here. But we've been tightening that and messing with it. And globally, it went to here. All right, so that's just my analogy, local and global. It's just what I use to tell you. Because when you tighten things on a wheel, the world isn't perfect. Like, it stresses people out over here. So now I'm going to stress this person out, and it's probably going to go over here somewhere. But let's just make sure this is the spot again. Okay. There's one little spot here. Yeah, we have changed it. Yeah, we've changed it. There's a small spot right here, and we need that to go that way. I'm just going to do a no-no and tighten the ones on that side and see if it sucks over a little bit. I should loosen these, but I don't really want to. Oh, that's loose. Okay. When you hear that sound, that's a good thing. When you hear that little snapping sound, that means the spoke is turned. Like this one, I don't know. Yeah, see, that's a frozen spoke. How much do we really want this spoke to be tighter? Are we going to break it? Are we going to leave it alone? I think we're just going to go down to this next one and see if that turns, which it does. Okay, you heard that sound, the little unk. That's good. That means that spoke turned. All right, so this spoke is saying, If you turn me some more, I'm going to snap. You got to make that call. All right, so let's spin it. Not globally, just locally. It did help a little bit. All right, let's spin it around. We still got a little, but right now, what we're going to do is adjust this brake in a little bit. That brake's going to help us tell where the spot is. That's probably way too much. Let's see if it rubs. Yeah, we're using the brake as a truing stand now. The brake stopped right there, and it continues to rub to there. So we know from here to about there on this side, the rim is too far that way. Now, see, there's the valve stem. We're slowly working our way. You know, it might change it around, you know. Let's keep going. We know that this part of the wheel has to go that way. Let's just, we'll loosen these two up a little bit, if they do. It didn't feel too good. That one loosened up. Let's see if this one will. That one loosened up. Okay, so we got 2 out of the 3. We'll tighten this one, because this one's going to the other side of the hub. Tighten that one pretty good. We'll tighten this one pretty good. We'll tighten that one a little. And that one's not moving. See, that one's frozen. We have to make that call. See if this one will move. And when you're dealing with old bikes, and the spot went away. There you go. But we do have a couple of frozen. We're working around frozen spokes. You got to make that call. Do I snap that spoke out? Do I have another spoke? Is it a spoke on the gear side, which is really hard to get to? If it's a spoke on the non-gear side, and you have another spoke, snap it off. You got stuff to do. All right, so we got that out of there. We can even adjust the brake even more to tell us where it is. If this adjuster is in good shape, which it is, I just greased it and it's fine. Okay, so now it's rubbing. Oops, yeah, it's too much. Okay, we found another spot. Yeah, right here. See, there's the valve stem. We're slowly kind of pushing the whole wheel somewhere else. Like, we started over here. This whole rim has been pushed over that way, and now it's closer to the valve stem. I don't know if I want to keep going at this point. Pretty bad right there, though. All right, let's try to tighten just a few on this side and call it. It's never going to be perfect. Oh, that's a good one. Did you hear it? That's good. And we'll loosen one of these. We'll loosen this one. And move the whole thing. Moved it all back to here again. But that's not bad. Right there. We're almost back where we started. Oh, yeah, we got it. We have successfully loosened some, tightened some, and left some alone, because if we break a spoke, especially on the gear side. Okay, so now all we're left with is up and down hop. Actually, the wheel is not bad side to side. There's a little bit of action. But most of that wumpy stuff is up and down hop, they say. You know, they call it hop. And that's a lot to get out. That takes a long time to figure out. And you will be breaking some spokes. And since half of these are seized anyway, we're just going to let it go. All right, what do we got here? Motorized. Nice one, sir. Damio Motorized. Yeah, it is. It's a nice bike, man. It's I got a deal on it too. It was a screaming deal, but it needed, if you look at the live feed and the preview, it needed a lot. It still needs a little, but it needed a lot. And what have I worked on this 8 hours? This one bike, probably 2 hours without any video, another 2 hours with the last live feed, and then today. So I've worked on this bike like almost 6 hours. It's a runner now, but do you want to invest that much time? There's still some seized spokes. I do have some, but I think I'm just going to go add this with the up and down hop. We're not doing too bad, actually. We're able to adjust the brakes pretty good. I mean, when you get the wheel better, when the wheel isn't going like this back and forth, you can adjust your brakes better. And that's a good thing. I don't think I'm going to get this up and down hop out without getting some new spokes. Probably have to buy all new spokes, take the tire off, put it in the truing stand, and meticulously replace each spoke. Basically just rethread the whole rim. And if you're going to do all that, just go find another 3-speed rim that's better. Yeah. I mean, this is rideable now. And we got the tires to seat. But if you're going to restring a whole back wheel to make it better, just go find another wheel. It's just, that would take me another, I don't know, 3 hours. And the condition of this rim is not very good. There's lots of scratches and there's some rust coming through here. There's these scratches, which I don't know how they were. I think somebody hacksawed through this bike. I mean, I think there was a chain here. I don't understand why these little marks are here. It's like a little cut mark. Anyway, so yeah, I don't think this rim's ever going to be perfect, and I don't really care. So, but it's a good runner. It'll be good. All right, so we got brakes. We got a wheel that has up and down hop, but sideways action is pretty good if you look at it this way. If you look at it that way, that's not too bad. It's not the end of the world. Yeah, most of that is up and down hop. This isn't. That's a little bit. Yeah, I'm gonna let it go. Let's look at the front one. That one's good. In fact, we could adjust the front brake. We could adjust the front brake a little more. Let's do that. Okay, there was one other thing that was bugging me. I think I didn't put washers on this front wheel. I got some washers now. Yeah, I think I was kind of in a hurry. There's supposed to be a washer behind the fender brace. There's supposed to be a washer behind this brace and in front of it. And I think I was in a pretty big hurry the other day. I mean, I had stuff to do. So we're going to make this right. This was bugging me. And this particular Schwinn does not have the special wheel locks for Schwinn. And I'll show you what those look like in a minute. This does not have them. So by God, we better put some washers on here, because if it doesn't have the wheel locks, then you better have everything you can get. Okay, so we're going to put a washer behind the fender bracket And we're going to put a smaller washer in front of the fender bracket. And then we're going to put a little, I think we're going to put a little grease on that thread too. Yeah, we put a little grease on there too, because we can. All right, so there's a washer behind the bracket, and there's one in front of the fender bracket. And now we're going to put this bolt back on. Yeah, I was in a pretty big hurry the other day, and I wanted to get to the other bike. And I remember saying, I even said on the live feed, I'll do this later. Well, now it's later. All right, I'll pop that back up in, make sure the wheel is seated right, which it appears to be. And we're going to check this other side. Yeah, I did put one washer on this side, but I did not put the washer in between the bracket. Let's see if you can see that. Yeah, I was in kind of a hurry, and I didn't put the washer behind the bracket. I only had one washer. So we're going to make it right. We're going to put a washer behind the bracket, and we'll put this other washer, which is on here, in front of the bracket. Most people just lose these washers in the ditch anyway. They don't know what they're doing. So there's a bigger washer, and it goes behind the bracket on the fork. Then the bracket goes on. Then the small washer, the smaller washer. Okay, and then I want to spray some grease in this bolt. I don't really like using this spray grease, but it's a little less messier than the big tub of grease I was using. Okay. So we got two washers. One's behind the bracket on the fork, and one's on the other side of the bracket. And that just helps everything be nice. And what happens is it doesn't chew up your brackets. If you just put the bracket on with no washers at all, then your brackets kind of get chewed up when the bolt hits it, you know? Okay, we now have fender washers. It is good. That was bugging me. We could shine up the front wheel, but I can't do that in the house. There's steel wool and stuff involved. And I'm not going to do that in here. If I did, I'd put a box under there, but I'm not going to do that. All right, so we did pretty good. We got this front tire seated. This front tire is seated well. It's got an up and down hop also, but not as bad as the other side. Not as bad as that back one. This one's decent. Got new brake shoes, got the washers on, got the tire seated. Thank you, TM Sec. He told me about the silicone spray technique. It does work. I did explode an inner tube, but that was on me. I put almost 100 pounds in an inner tube, and these tires are rated for 45 pounds. So yeah, that was on me. Yeah. TM Sec, you got it. It did seat. The tires did seat better than using Armor All. And today's tubes are just crap. You know, I mean, it's a new tube, but it's nothing like the old days when the rubber was thicker. I don't know where it blew up at. I haven't figured that out yet. Let's see if we can find it. Yeah, let's see if we can find out where this blew up at. It's almost like it's the valve core itself. No, it's down here. Oh, there it is. Oh, it blew up on the seam. Damn. Yeah, it blew up where the inner tube was connected. It blew the seam. Bummer. It's, cheap tubes nowadays. What are you going to do? I put 100 pounds in this. It was close to 100 pounds. It's well beyond what. It's nobody's fault. It's me. that's whose fault it was. All right, let's take this off the stand. I think we're golden. It's much better than it was, right? We have the back wheel better trued, and it's not so much up and down unseated with the tire. It shifts perfectly. We have a 22 tooth in the back. It's a little tight here, but I think I'm just going to live with it. I don't see a problem. Okay, let's take it off the stand. And we got to take this protector off. I had to put that back on. All right, let's take it off. All right. Okay, we're going to take the little protector. The reason I put this on, you'll see when I take it off, there's a really nice decal here, and I don't want it to be scrubbed up. The bike stand kind of pinches it. So we'll take this off. And good. And this was not harmed. This is a nice decal. It says Arnold and Schwinn Co. Arnold and Schwinn Co. Yeah, it's a nice bike. Before, Arnold was a very rare, rich butcher in Chicago that helped Ignaz Schwinn start his company. And when he died in '63, he took all his money out of the company. And so then no more Arnold and Schwinn bolts, no more Arnold and Schwinn company stickers. In fact, this was basically the last year. Maybe 63 bikes had it too. I think this was one of the last years that had the AS Arnold and Schwinn company. So there you have it. We made it better. It's looking pretty good now. And we're going to go test it in a minute. That is not going to be a live feed, but I probably will bring you guys along on the GoPro. Yeah, it's looking pretty good. It's all there. I wish it was all original, but it's not. Those are the wrong fenders, wrong seat, wrong grips, and reproduction tires and reproduction gray cables. Hey, it's really hard to find bikes that haven't been touched this old. So to get something even this close is nice. And here's the results of the other day. This one, I am going to convert this one over to 22 tooth also because Fred gave me a sprocket, but that's not going to be today. I'm getting kind of tired. And like I say, I do actually have to do other work that it's not just, actually have to make money. Anyway, we're going to put this tooth, this Bendix 2220. Yeah, it's a Bendix 20, right? Or is it a 22? Oh, and Fred says it's a 22. Yeah. We're going to put this bigger gear on this Bendix coaster brake down here. But that's another day because this chain is completely wasted and I have to go buy another chain. And I can't, unless someone's going to send me a new chain. Okay. Hey, thanks for tuning in, guys. I know this was like not a scheduled one, but I just wanted to get this bike done. As far as I'm going to take it. And, there were some things that I was bugging me during the live feed. I didn't have time. I had to really move. But we're further dialing it in kind of thing. And hope this video has been helpful to you guys. And thanks for tuning in. And if you have like an old bike question, like you are trying to figure out something and something's not working right, like threads of pedals or some bearings or some bolt you can't get off or some nut that's broken, just drop me a message and just drop a message on any one of the videos and I'll see if I have a bike similar to what you're working on. I helped a guy with some fender stays recently and he was really happy. I just went down to the basement and found some clunker that was pretty much dead on his bike. And I showed him exactly what to do. And that was a really good thing. And thank you, TM Sec. The spray was better than the silicone spray was better than Armor All. A little less messy and it was a little more slippery. It seems like the Armor All stays in there in the bead and that the silicone spray just kind of goes after a bit. It worked so good that I put 100 pounds in an inner tube and exploded it, but that was on me. Okay, folks, until the next time, probably the next video will be me testing this. I'm going to go ride around the neighborhood because this is such a sweet little ride, and but that won't be live. Okay, take it easy, folks. It's the only channel that matters.